So, you find yourself on the UnrealEntGaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Frieza, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content, to early access media, and much more. Do it now, or else.
Now, even though while I expect for the Angelic trio to do their best in attempting to weaken Goku's angelic prowess before I am to intervene, I think I may have just the right challenger in mind in case the rookie elites are to somehow find themselves on the receiving end of yet another defeat by Goku's hand.
As our story now continues, following the initial training session involving Merlix, Cabix, and Henix having to be shown battling off against Angel Goku within the realm of the Angels, to which it was only just upon with Goku being shown having to be outnumbered but still holding the advantage over said Angels was when Merlix attempted to attack Goku by then responding, "You should be thanking your lucky stars that you even have such a power to begin with, cause you would have been already finished a long time ago if it were not for this angelic fury of yours which refuses to be extinguished," with Goku responding, "Well, it's easy for you to go and say, because while your angelic fury comes from your emotional frustrations and being unable to go and get the better of me while driven into this contest here against me," Goku says, "my fury, on the other hand, just so happens to come from a place where you could never hope to go and possibly understand, Merlix." "Well, I wouldn't go and count on that if I were you here too soon, Goku," Henix responds upon being shown defending Merlix by blocking off Goku's kick, "because although you may in fact actually hold the lead over the three of us for the time being out here against you, doesn't mean that it'll go and stay that way, and it'll only be a matter of time before things begin to change to where you'll be the first to find out, Goku, and by that very point we would have already have exhausted you to near depletion, and deep down you know that you can't run from that forever, Saiyan. So don't grow too comfortable with the idea of going and beating us," Cabix went on to then quickly respond, "because we aren't going to be releasing the pressure off you until we have seen that we have defeated you, Goku." But it was only just before Cabix was able to attack Goku, with Goku using Henix's body as a means of ricocheting and bouncing off of him before having to create distance between himself and the Angels, was when Goku went on to then quickly respond, "Are you sure about that? Cause you'll need to be much faster than that if you hope to want to go and catch me off guard like that," with Angel Cabix responding, "Well, you just go and wait, because we aren't done with you by a long shot here, Goku." To which it was only within these very moments now, with Angel Rumi having to be shown coming back within the chambers and having to address Whis directly, was when Angel Rumi went on to then quickly respond, "Now, while I couldn't help but begin to sense the overwhelming intensity that had been coming from within this very chamber, I am rather curious to know on how your mortal protege was doing since he's been here, Whis," with Whis responding, "Well, I must confess that my curiosity has been thoroughly satisfied by what it was that I had witnessed during the course of Goku's omniversal training here so far, as Goku's dominance over Merlix, Cabix, and Henix had unfolded exactly as I had expected it would, perhaps even more decisively as a matter of fact," Whis says, "and because Goku has achieved a level of mastery over his angelic capabilities, combined together with his instinctive Saiyan nature, does it only further continue to widen the gap between what the three of them are currently capable of and doing when up against what Goku has become over time," Whis says, "as the results of this contest will only continue to go in favor Goku the longer that this continues, which is quite a fascinating concept when considering on how Goku is is prohibited from dropping out of using anything less than his angelic level of power while training within our sacred chambers. And because by the looks of how this is currently going, Whis continues, it would seem as though he has nothing to essentially worry about, which is exactly on why this is troubling me, Whis says. Because with the third and final omniversal training stage having to be the most crucial chapter in Goku's ascension, Whis adds, he will need to go and be pushed much farther and by far stronger levels of opposition if he truly hopes to go and reach it, because the three of them aren't going to go and be enough to go and do it all by themselves, Whis continues, with myself excluded for the reasons on having to go and reserve myself for Goku's most critical moments where I will need for him to go and feel overwhelming amounts of force in order to go and see if he could ascend, to which it was only just upon with Henix attempting to attack Goku yet again, only for Henix to be shown missing, was when Rumi went on to then quickly respond, stronger than even the most advanced rookies, you say? Well, that would certainly explain a lot of things, but I'm curious to know on what exactly is it that you plan on doing here to change that, Whis, with Whis responding, now while I intend on going and putting Goku through far more physical, mental, and emotional anguish before his omniversal tournament training comes to an end whilst here within the angel realm, the only way for Goku to evolve is if his maximum efforts are directly opposed against, Whis says, and if my aim is to go and refine his ultimate level of power and greatest accomplishment, which would be that of his angelic transformation, then the three of them aren't going to cut it, especially now that I am reserving myself for a far more calculated approach here against him. To which it was only just then within these very moments now as Henix was shown in having to stand back up after being knocked away by Goku was when Henix went on to then quickly respond, oh, what is with this guy? How does he continue to go and keep this up? Because while I've heard of mortals being able to reach the calibers that would rival or exceed that of the governing gods of destruction, I have never encountered a mortal whose prowess rivals that of an angel's like this, Henix says, and so I'll need to go and try to blindside him from behind in hopes to finally be done with him, but I'll need to hurry, Henix says. Oh damn you, Saiyan! How is it that you are this fast to the point where we can't even find the means to go and connect anything, Cabix asks, as it feels as though we are fighting off against a ghost out here, but no matter your agility and with how fast you are, running away from us during the course of battle isn't going to go and help you, Goku, with Goku responding, you should go and try to relax your mind before attempting to go and attack me because it's beginning to hinder on your performance out here against me, and that goes for all three of you, Goku says, and for all of your efforts in going and doing what you tried to do in order for it to be enough and what would hopefully stop me, Goku continues, if the three of you are truly looking to go and put an end to this for good, Goku says, then you are gonna have to go and show it to me because I'm not letting the three of you out of my sights that easily. To which it was only just upon with Goku then being shown having to quickly throw Cabix up in the air as Merlix came in for a strike and having to go and miss yet again was when Angel Rumi went on to address Whis by then responding, then if this is in fact the case along with how you feel about the matter involving your students, then is there anything that you would like to go and suggest that you would like for me to go and do for you while I'm here, Whis, Rumi questions, because I take it that you seem as though you do in fact actually have something in mind here, with Whis responding, and I actually do as a matter of fact, as it just so happened to have dawned upon me as we're watching this contest unfold the way that it has, and so I will need for you to go and please listen to what it is that I'm about to say, Rumi, for it is with the deepest determination that I possess, my dear brother, that I go and ask you, as one of our realm's many respected angelic guardians, to go and proceed without any delay to go and request the necessary approval that is needed, so that way Angel Ivalco may go and offer his specialized training assistance in support of Goku's ongoing angelic growth and development, Whis says, and although my heightened perception clearly detects that Ivalco has only moments ago re-entered into the peaceful confines of the angel realm following the completion of his omniversal training responsibilities, and I must go and insist with unwavering resolve and the most serious of intents that Ivalco's assistance before he goes off into accepting his next orders are of the utmost importance to Goku's journey, with Rumi responding, wait, so you're really serious about this, Whis? But why Ivalco specifically, Rumi asks, and as I can't help but press you for clarity on why you believe that Ivalco would be the best choice for your student, along with how it is that you know that this will actually work, with Whis responding, because Ivalco possesses an unparalleled unparalleled expertise in the art of angelic calibration, which directly addresses the core drawback that Goku faces, which is his mortal inexperience in being able to hold that pure transcendent power for lengthier periods of time. And because Ivalco has spent eons on refining that exact protocol for extending angelic sustainment beyond the fleeting hours or occasional days that currently limit Goku due to his inexperience, Whis continues, Ivalco's methods will help further refine and stabilize that very angelic instability in allowing for Goku to go and maintain it for vastly lengthier extended periods of time, which is why Ivalco's methods will go and help further refine and stabilize that angelic instability in allowing for Goku to go and maintain it for vastly more extended periods of time without the strain of having to collapse beneath the pressure of his angelic transformation, Whis adds. And that is precisely and exactly as to why Angel Ivalco is the right angel for the job here, Rumi, for his return from his duties aligns perfectly with the timing of Goku's third and final omniversal training stage, Whis continues, turning what you may perceive as an intrusion into a convergence the likes of which the angelic realm hasn't seen in thousands of millennia, and by reserving my full capacity for when I truly need to go and use it against him, Whis continues, for this multi-angel handicap is the perfect counterbalance that will go and help push Goku's potential into its absolute zenith without having to overwhelm his mortal foundations, as his goal throughout this training experience is to always maintain and being in perfect tandem with his angelic transformation without ever having to go and drop out of it, because should he go and fail by remaining within this state at all times while training within the angel realm, then the difficulties will only continue to intensify, as I intend on holding the numbers advantage over Goku for as long as this training goes and calls for, Whis says, which is exactly on why it is crucial for Goku to go and experience as much difficulty as he possibly can go and hope to manage while he's here, as this will be his only saving grace in refining his ultimate powers just in time for the Omniversal tournament, with Rumi responding, "I see, and how are you to assume that Ivalco will even go and agree to this to begin with Whis responding, well, not only do I believe that Ivalco will agree to join because his very nature as an angel who has devoted countless cycles to omniversal refinement across multiple timelines and realities makes him quite incapable of ignoring a mortal who has reached the status of an angel in power, but being that Goku is the first ever mortal to go and reach the heights that he did as an angel, then I'm sure that Ivalco would want to go and explore more about this sudden phenomena involving Goku, which is one of the many reasons as to why I believe Ivalco will agree, because Goku's potential as an angelic Saiyan is simply too great for him to simply go and ignore while he's here, with Rumi responding, well, if you insist, but I sure do hope that you are right about this, brother, with Whis responding, well, I can assure you that I will go and take full responsibility on the matter if the approval isn't given, Whis adds upon Rumi being shown having to walk off into the hallway, but I am confident that this will go and work, and so be sure to go and inform Ivalco on as much about what you know on Goku and why he is here that you can, Rumi, and so in the meantime, I trust that our focus in getting him to where he needs to be will be more than enough in what will help Goku get by once his omniversal training here with us finally comes to an end, Whis says, to which it was only seconds later within these very moments now, with Angel Goku having to address Cabix, the last of the elite angel rookies that Goku would now find himself battling against, was when Goku went on to then quickly respond, and then there was one, because with those two out of the picture, Goku says, that just leaves both you and me now, but I gotta say that you elite level rookies are truly on another level when it comes down to how incredibly skilled the three of you are, but here's the thing that you must understand, Goku says, which is simply that I have to do this, Cabix, as I didn't go and push myself into coming this far in my journey just to simply go and be stopped now, Goku continues, which is exactly why I stand here before you, Cabix, because not only am I more determined than I have ever been to go and continue to further my angelic potential, but I am also determined on winning this upcoming Omniversal tournament as well, and so I ask you, Goku says, are you ready to go and engage me one-on-one and see this handicap contest between us through, Goku questions, or do you want to go and take a minute to catch your breath and have your big brother Whis go and handle the rest if it's getting a little too much for the three of you to go and deal with Cabix responding, oh, you listen here and you listen good, Goku, because with only myself remaining after you had bested both Merlix and Henix, I must go and speak from the heart despite the nervous tremor in my voice, so that I can say that you are without a shadow of a doubt every bit and everything that my brother had said that you were going to be, and then some, Cabix says. However, while the three of us may have went and made the mistake by going and underestimating you when we shouldn't have, our commitment remains unbroken, unbreakable Goku. And while I will not go on to pretend to understand on what this upcoming Omniversal tournament is that you had mentioned, Cabix says, if my brother Whis had in fact went and deemed it necessary to go and bring you here in order to further elevate and evolve your angelic training, then your purpose must be far greater than any one of the three of us can ever really truly go to hope to realize. But do not go and get the wrong idea here either, Goku, as I valiantly declare that both I and the others fully intend to go and continue this training bout here against you, no matter the personal cost to our energy status or strain upon our angelic forms, Cabix continues, for we are committed beyond measure, because while we are so very close from graduating as elite rookies into soon enough becoming either angel attendees paired off with sitting gods of destruction or in becoming angelic guardians of the heavens above, Cabix says, and because this very notion, you are now standing directly right in front of that, and so you aren't the only one here who has a lot of things that are riding on the line here, Goku. To which it was only seconds later, with both Henix and Merlix being shown having to quickly come back in and assisting Cabix against Goku, was when Henix went on to then quickly respond, "Oh, I cannot stand the fact that this guy can go and do what he's doing to us, and I can't seem to go and wrap my mind as to how this was even possible," Henix says, or even let alone as to why. But if there is one thing that is always going to remain certain here with this Goku, it is that we will always go and find a way to prevail in the end, no matter what. With Merlix chiming in, and don't get all big and cocky over there and thinking that you have completely outclassed us here either, because you are still outnumbered here, and so the odds aren't quite leaning towards your favor during this training bout, Goku. But then, it was from out of nowhere within these very moments now, with Angel Ivalco being shown having to make his way and teleporting onto the tournament stage, was when Angel Merlix went on to then quickly respond, "Whoa, and just what the heck was, wait a second, could that really be him?" Merlix questions. "Do you really think that he had went and served out the remainder of his time as a multiversal drill instructor this quickly?" With Henix responding, "Well, it sure does look and feel like it's him, and so it's good that we can finally go and see you again for once longer than just a few seconds, Ivalco. But what exactly is it that goes and brings you inside of this chamber here specifically?" With Angel Ivalco responding, "Is this the Saiyan that Whis had told me that the three of you were having difficulties in battle against? Because judging by the looks of the way the three of you appear to look right now," Ivalco says, "then I would assume that this would go and be the warrior who I was told possesses angelic transcendence," Ivalco says. And as I do find this to be quite interesting, for I had briefly trained someone not long ago who had a very similar life energy to this very warrior here, but the difference in what I am now sensing that is coming from this particular individual is but a fascinating one, and so I take it that the three of you lost, didn't you? With Merlix responding, "Well, I wish that I could say that we were doing any better out there against him, but this guy is actually really good, and although we honestly weren't expecting for him to be as difficult as he has been thus far, we also can't help but feel as though we are fighting against one of the other angel attendees," Cabix says, which is another reason as to why we aren't doing so good out there against him. With Ivalco responding, "Then the three of you will go and step aside for the time being, for I will be the one who will go and take it from here," Ivalco says, "and so in the meantime, while the rest of you will wait for Whis' instructions on what your following orders are going to be, I want for you to go and look directly into my eyes when I address you, so that you may go and fully understand the gravity of the situation that stands before you here, Goku. For I am Sergeant Ivalco, first-ranking drill instructor of the Angelic Corps from within the Angel Realm, and I am here as by the request of Whis himself upon my very return within the Angel Realm, to go and do what the rookies couldn't, and that is to go and break you in half, which will be exactly on what is about to go and happen here, Goku. And while I do not share a similar optimism in regards to your potential as the others do, I will instead obey the call of duty that was requested by my brother," Ivalco says, "as you are about to go and feel the full weight of that very obedience in every strike, every correction, and every moment of unrelenting pressure that follows, because from this moment onwards," Ivalco adds, "I will now be your primary opponent, Goku. And while your achievement on going and besting 3 elite angelic rookies is quite commendable for any mere mortal to be able to go and successfully achieve," Ivalco says, "in my eyes, that was nothing more than the absolute bare minimum, as you should go and prepare yourself for what is about to follow, because I don't intend on going and making this any easier for you, Goku." With Whis responding, "Oh, and need I say that Ivalco is going to be joining joining us for the remainder of your third and final Omniversal training stage, by the way, Goku. So remember, Whis continues, that everything I said still applies, as I would highly encourage for you to go and take this as seriously as you possibly can if you wish to survive, Goku, with Ivalco responding, and now that we stand face to face for the very first time, heed my warnings with every fiber of your being when I tell you to not go and make the catastrophic error of centering your entire strategy on merely preventing yourself from dropping out of this newly found angelic power of yours when battling here against me, for that tunnel vision approach will only leave you utterly unprepared for the cataclysmic trial that is about to unfold before your very eyes here, Goku. And while it is true that my understanding of your story along with who you happen to be is extremely limited based on what I was just told before coming into this very chamber, understand that you won't be dealing with any ordinary angel here, son Goku, because although you would go and happen to be the very first mortal warrior whom I would go and take this time to directly battle against that happens to carry a similar power to our very own, Ivalco says, it is now time that you are to go and finally show me on what exactly this power of yours is truly made of, Goku, as it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Legacy of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse sequel, manga chapter number 31 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now, I will go as far as to say that while I had not anticipated for the circumstances to change this drastically following Goku's continuation in battling against the Angelic Trio, I expected nothing less in having to watch as Goku was able to effortlessly use his angelic powers to fight off the rookies with ease in the way that he was shown in doing. But while I am, however, extremely curious in seeing as to just how Goku will respond when dealing with my returning brother Evalco from serving out his time within another timeline before returning back into the Angel Realm for his next orders, and because Evalco has agreed to join our ranks in helping further elevate Goku's training before his time within our realm is finally up, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to UnrealEntGaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bugman, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming for the latest Dragon Ball content. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video. Also, don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon community for more exclusive content, early access, and much, much more. Do it now, or I'll destroy your planet, along with every taco.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing, pass it here!